Welcome to the CUWFalcons.com Coaches Show. I'm joined here by women's basketball head coach Stacey Brunner-Jones. Her team is off to the best start since she's gotten here, 6-0 start, 3-0 in conference. Stacey, when you look at the beginning of the season, how it's gone, 6-0, I can't imagine, but you're nothing but happy with that.
Well, you can't complain when you're 6-0, but we definitely have a lot to work on. But yeah, it's a special group so far. Like you said, we've never been 6-0 and undefeated this far in the season. So happy, but still a lot to work on.
You're 3-0 in conference. Two of them have been nail biters, I guess you could say. You played Edgewood this week. You laid it to them, 30-point win there. How has it been to get 3-0, to get a jump start so quickly into the season, to get ahead of the ball in some of the other teams in the league?
Well, I think it shows a lot, how well our conference is this year, and I think the other teams, everybody's a better team this year. We beat CCIW team, a WEAC team, and I think everyone just assumed, we're going down to Concordia, Chicago, it should be an easy game, and obviously it wasn't, and I don't think any of our NAC teams are going to be easy wins. Every team can beat any team this year, and I think that's exciting.
You've had 6 victories. The last one against Edgewood was a 31-point win. The 5 prior to that, I guess you could say were not pretty. What's the mindset of this team being so early in the season, have to grind out these victories in the last minute, 30 seconds to get to 6-0?
Well, I think that's really important for us. Every coach prepares for end of the game situations, but for us to be in it, over and over and over again, I think it will help us down the road and hopefully in the conference tournament. We do stuff like that in practice, and hopefully you just trust that your team's going to, when it really counts, make those clutch free throws like Camille Parsons does, and taking care of the ball, obviously, in close games is important.
Did you think you'd have to dig deep into the playbook so early to get these these victories?
Yes and no. You just never know how the season's going to go, and our non-conference schedule is good. I'm really impressed with how we played against lacrosse. Obviously not the full 40 minutes, but to be down 15-0 and 21-4, and now every time we're in a game and we're down, they're relaxed. They're ready to do what we ask them to do, and it's all going to work out.
You look at this roster right now, you have 4 players in double figures, led by Katie Luthi at almost 16 points a game. When you look at Katie, she's your go-to senior. When you get in crunch time and you need somebody to score, she's the person you go to. What has it been to have her in the program now in her 4th year, a 1,000-point scorer? When you need to set up a play or something, you just look to her and she gets it done. Well,
when we recruited Katie out of Oshkosh West, I told her, you're going to be a very good player. You got to put the time in, but you're going to be really good. And she trusted me and has worked hard. And she's such a tough matchup because she can play inside and out. She can hit the 3. She loves to post up. Her defense has gotten better. And I just love coaching her. And I think this is finally the year, too, where she feels very comfortable in her role. As a sophomore and junior, to kind of be one of the best players on the team, it's tough sometimes. And I think she's enjoys being a captain, enjoys being the go-to player, and she's doing a great job.
Megan Coonan stepped up this year. She's a sophomore, 10 points, 7 rebounds a game. Didn't play a lot last year. And you have Tori Rikers, who's double figure. She's a freshman. And you have senior Camille Parsons, who's at 10 points a game. She's been solid throughout her whole career. As a head coach, having 4 players in double figures, you kind of just sit back and watch things happen, knowing that you don't have one person that's doing all your scoring. You have a bunch of people that can do it.
You've seen me coach now for a long time. Do I ever sit down?
No, you never do.
I never sit down. It's nice, obviously, to have 4 players in double digits. It makes our team tough to defend. And all 4 of those kids, our whole team, are just very hardworking group, and they really like to share the ball, and I think that just contributes to that.
We touched on scoring, but one person we can't not mention is Anna Butler. She's moving into the starting point guard role as a senior. She's leading the team in assists. She's had double-figure rebounding games from the point guard position. She gets steals. What has Anna done to be, I guess, the glue to keep everything going and on pace?
Well, she's a quiet player. She doesn't talk much on or off the court, but she loves Concordia women's basketball, and she shows that every day just by the way she works. She's one of our hardest workers, and she has taken more of a leadership role this year as a senior, and the team just loves her. When she gets a rebound, everybody's excited, and she's just tough. She is very strong. She's little, but she's strong, and she really is. All three seniors are kind of the glue to the team. They all lead by different ways, and I think they're really the main reason for our success right now.
You're 6-0. You've had some really grinded out type games. But one of the things I've noticed over the last couple of years is you've been ranked nationally very high in not turning the ball over. Is that something you stress in practice, or is that just the type of players you have and their mindset and the way they see the game?
Well, combination, I guess. And if you would ask them, they would say, yeah, we do push-ups for every turnover in practice. And, you know, taking care of the ball, cherishing the ball is so important. We talk about that a lot in practice. And when we're in drills or in scrimmage, yeah, easy turnover, then they're doing push-ups. And hopefully that carries over for them just to have that conscious mindset of taking care of the ball.
Finally, tomorrow and Saturday, you have Benedictine.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect from them to get the 4th victory in conference and the 7th for the year?
Well, first it's a 7:15 game, so that's a little different for us on a Saturday. It'll be a long day. They're a very tough team, and they play a lot of zone, and we've struggled with our zone offense, and they're a really inside-outside team. They can score inside, they can score in the perimeter. They're very talented, and it's different this year because we play them twice, and usually we just play them once, and so we've done a lot of scout on them and, hopefully prepared as well as we can. We have another practice today and a shoot-around tomorrow before we go. Inside and out is going to be huge for us. We know they're going to play some zone at some point, and we'll work on that again today, and hopefully we'll get another victory. You
mentioned 7:15. This season in doubleheaders for the NAC play, the women are going second. Not always are you at 4:15. You mentioned this one's at 7:15. How are you adjusting to that, and how is your team adjusting? Do you do things differently because the start times are not what you're normally used to?
It's definitely different, Steve. It's different for me how we prepare and think about it. For me, it feels like it's forever. The whole the whole day lasts forever, and it's just different of how you warm up and what time you do everything. And the first doubleheader we had with the men this year, we did starting lineups, and then we went and stood for the national anthem. And that's just something that's just normal for us. And then we're standing there like, oh yeah, there's not a national anthem. So it's just a little bit of a learning curve, and I think we'll get better at it every doubleheader that we have. And hopefully by the end of the season it'll be normal for us, but then next year it switches back. But I think it's good. It gives both teams a chance to play early and late, so I think it's good.
All right, thanks, Coach. Stay tuned to CWFalcons.com for updated information on the women's basketball team as the season progresses.